Hello guys, Minecraft just anime girl here, I guess. I don't really care. I'm back with another episode of Everlasting Summer. And today, let's get something done here. This thing is such a confusing storyline and it takes so long to read. Mostly because I was sick the last little bit, so now that I've recovered, I am ready to read. And read I will. Just read and read and read and read. Reading and reading and reading and reading. Okay, calm down. Calm down, game. I don't think you recognize who I am. Oh, I forgot this came in sound. Day 1, Jesus Christ. Semyon, let's go. I've been here for a very short time, but of all people I've met, she looks the least suspicious. However, wait, this is gonna annoy me. Settings. Full screen. However, the fact is already suspicious itself. I walked to the square. Well, we walked to the square. The USSR girl and the girl who hit me in the back were there chasing each other. Is it some kind of game they're playing? Fuck. Names. Ulyana, enough running around. I'll tell everything to Olga Dimitrivna. Aye, Captain. I decide not to question Slavia for a while about what's going on with the local residents. Better meet with the mysterious Olga Dimitrivna first. Sounds like she's the boss here. We walked past the rows of almost identical cabins, some of which looked like fat beer barrels, others looked more like household sheds. Finally, Slavia stopped in front of one of the smallish cabins. It looked like an artist painting, the faded paint chipping here and there, the age. It was sparkling in the sunlight with the window shutters slightly ajar. It seemed as if the ramshackle hut was drowning in a storm of purple silk. The lilacs were some kind of elemental forest were intoxicating. I don't even know. I'm too retarded to read this. What are you standing around for? Let's go. She snapped me on my daydream. And stopped teasing Lena enough. Fuck, that just scared me. Oh, that just gave me a heart attack. Oh my god. 1 second. I've been watching Markiplier play FNAF and that just scared the life out of me. Rena. Sounds like there's someone inside. Sounds like hell. Just in a moment later, the door swung open and Ulyana ran out and dashed past with a mischievous grin. The pig-tailed girl came out next. Don't let it bother you, Lena. So her name is Lena. Gotta be thankful it's not Rena, at least. But I don't. Instead of finishing her sentence, she blushed and quickly headed toward the square. For some reason, I felt like turning and following her with my eyes, but Slavia said, "Come." We entered the cabin. That you did. Inside looked like similar to what I had imagined. 2 beds, a table, a couple of chairs, a carpet, a wardrobe, things you can see with your eyes. Nothing special. It felt cozy and disordered. The girl standing near the window appeared to be about 25 years old. Nature had obviously gifted her with a pretty face and a good body. At least one thing can keep you happy in this pandemonium. The locals are beautiful. You're finally here. Excellent. My name is Olga Dimitrievna. Nice to meet you. I'm Semyon. I might just call him Simon because I'm not really good at names. I decided to talk to her. I wasn't surprised with anything going on. She came closer. Da-da-da. You've been expecting me? Yes, of course. When does the next bus come? Why do you need it? Yeah, right, why would I need it? Guess I shouldn't ask direct questions. The people here may react to them quite unlike how I'd prefer. And I doubt I'd get any answers. No reason, I was just curious. By the way, where exactly are we? Our mailing address, I mean. I want to send a letter to my parents to tell them I got here fine. For some reason, I had a desperate idea that if I played along, I would find something out. Oh, but your parents called half an hour ago, sent their regards to you. Now that's a surprise. No, I forgot to read that. She gave a sweet, spontaneous smile. Why not? We don't have a phone here. Then how can my parents call here? I've come back from the district central town. I talked to them there. Ah, so that's how it is. So can I somehow get to the town? No. She kept the same smile. Why not? Because the next bus only comes in a week. I decided not to inquire how the troop leader managed to get there and back. I would get no answer anyway. At this time, Slavia was standing next to me and seemed to notice nothing odd in our conversation. Oh, we need to find a uniform for you. I've got absolutely no desire to put on pioneer shorts or wear the ridiculous red handkerchief. However, wearing winter clothes in the summer isn't a great idea either. Right, thank you. I wonder if I'm the only one here who finds it strange someone's wearing a coat and winter boots in such heat. Rightio, I'll be off then. You can get yourself acquainted with the camp. Don't forget to come to dinner in the evening. Having said that, she walked out of the cabin. No, walked in is not the right word. She rushed out. I ended up alone with Slavia. I must go too. I've got things to do. Take a walk, look around the camp a bit. See you in the evening. There is no threat or catch to this reality as embodied by Slavia. Becomes more and more appealing. I have no idea what I just said. But for the first time today, I realized it was awfully hot. Although, obviously, my winter clothes were to blame for this. I took off my coat and dropped it on the bed. My pillow followed. That's much better. All I could do now is follow the advice and go look around the camp. I'll try to find something out in the meantime. Passing the local residential district, I saw a pioneer guy coming my way. And it was really a pioneer guy, not a pioneer girl. Apparently there were men here. Hello. You're new here. You must be Semyon. How do you... Everyone knows already. Fuck that name. Fuck that name. I'm electronic. Electronic was a robot character appearing in a popular Soviet film and book series. He looked like an exact copy of the school kid called Sergei Chezkov. At least I can pronounce that. Electronic is probably his actual name, but I'm going to call him Electronic. Things were going from crazy to complete insane. Alright. Oh yeah, also calls me cheesy. Cheesy, huh? On toast with mushrooms. My last name is Cheesekov. Let me show you around. Accepted his offer. Fine, let's go. We ended up at the square again, as if this place was all there is to the camp. Lena was sitting on one of the benches reading some books. Electronic approached her. Hello, Lena, meet the new guy. He started briskly. Hello. You could say we've already met in a way. Yes. She looked away from the book for a moment, glanced at me, blushed, and went back to reading as if not noticed that we were standing here. Alright, let's go on. I was surprised that this was the meeting, but, you know, I just continued on. Electronic is vigorous. Let's go. Next we came to a building which I immediately identified as a canteen. And this is here. I know. This is where you come to consume organic food. Yeah, something like that. On the canteen's porch stood the unfriendly girl who hit me on the back earlier. At the sight of her, my joking mood vanished. Now is not really the best time to be pulling this guy's leg, even though he is quite hilarious. First, I need to figure out what's what here, or at least where I am. Now that's a last name. I can pronounce that first name, but I'm gonna have to take this. I'm gonna have to take this syllable at a time. Alyssa and Alyssa Davachevskaya. Be careful around her. He spoke in a whisper. Diva means two in Russian. The whole nickname sounds exactly like the 2ch in Russian. References 2ch.ru anonymous image board. Don't ever risk calling her Devcha. She doesn't like that. The fuck did you say to me, you little shit? And he's dead. Alright, you'll manage from here onwards. Electronic man down. Deal with me, what did I do? I forced a guilty smile of my words. You don't have to kill me, please. What am I guilty of? She made no reply and carried on chasing Electronic. On the run. He better go fast. Looks like I've got some time to kill. Decided to go east. At least in the direction where east would be in my world. Soon after, I found myself near a football field. A game was in full swing. I guess watching it for a bit wouldn't do any harm. In my childhood and teen years, I wasn't a bad player myself. So kids of different ages were running around the pitch. I could see a boy about 10 and a girl about 14. A girl? Hey, that's Oyana, huh? Alright, so she plays football. What's so surprising? She seems like a restless one. I'm standing quite far by the pitch, but she noticed me. Hey, you. Wanna play? I didn't know how to answer. On one hand, running around for 10 minutes is no big deal. On the other hand, any wrong move in my situation can be a final one. But in any case, my attire wasn't suited for this weather. If I played in winter boots and warm jeans, I would sweat like a pig. And playing barefoot without jeans is simply unethical. Maybe another time, alright. I walked away. I was followed. about my pants or being a pansy or something like that. The little girl made fun of me. Story time. Evening was falling, making me feel tired. Sorry if I like skipped over some of this stuff. It's just kind of boring. I came back to the square, sat down on a bench. I better sit here and wait for dinner. After all, it's easier to search for answers when you're not hungry. They do give food here, right? You know, it's curious how the simplest human needs can break the will to ponder on these things. For example, I feel hungry now, so I could care less where I'm at. Could great people also be affected by this? And in that case, how did Spartacus start the slave uprising in ancient times? I can only conclude that I am not the greatest person, but that doesn't really matter. That is not a fucking bell! It must be a dinner call. That was nowhere near a bell. That was more along a trumpet. I headed towards the canteen. 1 second. Olga Dimitrievna was there, standing on the porch. I stopped and looked closely at her, as if I were expecting something. She looked back at me for a while, but at last came closer. Simon, come in. What are you waiting for? Guess nothing bad can happen if I go with her. My stomach backed me up here. Well, damn, that makes this place seem more inhabited. The canteen looked like a canteen. I'd had a chance to visit a factory canteen at some point in my life. This one was exactly the same, just maybe a bit cleaner and more modern. Metal chairs and tables, glazed tiles on the walls and the floor, unsophisticated tableware with the occasional crack. Guess that's what a canteen in Pioneer Camp is supposed to look like. Olga Dimitrievna shouted at Alyssa, who was passing by. Oh no. What's up with your clothes? Anything wrong with them? Indeed, her attire looks somewhat provocative. Get your uniform nice and neat right now. Alright, alright. Well, damn. She got her shirt right and walked past, shooting an unpleasant glare at me. So where can we find you a place to sit? There weren't a lot of free seats. Go over there, right next to Olyana. Maybe yeah, it's fine. The food's already on the table, too. I had no other choice but to accept. Cotletta. It was mincemeat fried and baked in the shape of a ball or cylinder close to American patties. Compote is a drink made from fresh or dried fruit without tomato arc. Of course, there was probably cutlets with poisoned with curry. The mashed potatoes generously seasoned with arsenic. The glass is filled with antifreeze instead of compote. It all looks so tasty. I had no chance to resist. Hey, what do you want? I replied rudely to the little girl. Why didn't you play football with us? Because of my clothes. Oh right, then eat. However, there's much wasn't left to eat. My cutlet was missing from my plate. Only she could have done it. No, none but Olyana could have done it. The food, damn. In a big family, you snooze, you lose. It costs your food if you're careless. Just let the little girl need it. She ate it quickly. Take it easy. We'll work something out now. She grabbed my plate and ran off. There was no point in following her. If they wanted to poison me here, they could have done it in a much easier way. About a minute later, she returned with food. Damn. Here's one for the starving. Thanks. That was all I could say. I picked up the cutlet with my fork and... What the... Some bug. No, not a bug. An insect. It's got legs and it's wiggling. The plate fell to the floor and broke into pieces. Jeremy leg was falling. Scared the shit out of me. You little bastard. We were a dozen meters apart. I felt as I could catch this girl easily. We ran through the square, past the clubhouse. That is the sketchiest looking place I've ever seen in my life. Ran out onto the forest path. Started to gasp for breath. I should have quit smoking. Oleana passed out of sight. It can't be true. She managed to get away from me. That little bastard. Night was falling. Looks like I'm lost. Better get back to camp. I had absolutely no clue which way to go. Well, gotta choose at random. Gotta dash. I made it back. The bus just couldn't stay there for... Oh, I forgot I was reading to you guys. On the other hand, it meant someone was driving because buses do not drive themselves. Or do they? This world seems too normal. But every event here has had at least two explanations for it. A normal one and the crazy one. Certainly the driver could have just been off for a snack, or I left too soon and that's why. In any case, this is no place for me. Whether the bus driver itself or... Probably the more important question to know how I got here at all. Where was here? The fields and the woods, the stretching towards the horizon, no answers. There's nothing familiar about them. A strange, odd, alien world. However, at the same time, not frightening. Either my self-preservation instinct decided to go away, or running around the camp and the local pioneers just loved me so much with their carefree normality that I forgot what just happened a couple hours ago. Although I probably had no strength left. All I wanted was some peace and quiet. However, that'll be sometime later. And what about now? Can I allow myself to relax? It got completely dark. In any case, it's better to spend the night in the camp. I thought to head back when I heard someone came up from behind. What are you doing out here so late? It was Slaviana. I was so surprised that I jumped. So you didn't catch her, did you? She smiles. I nodded in disappointment inside. No wonder. No one ever has. Yeah, she's a real fucking rocket. You must be hungry. You didn't manage to have dinner at all. In almost dying in the woods, I forgot about my hunger. Slav lady smiled. Let's go then. What is the canteen open? Still open? It's alright, I have the keys. The keys? Yeah, I have the keys to all the facilities in this camp. How come? Well, I'm something like the camp's leader's aide here. I see. Well, let's go. It was an offer you can't refuse. That's right. We reached the square and she stopped. Excuse me, I should warn my roommate that I'll be late. She's so punctual herself that she'll be worried. You can go to the canteen, I'll come in a minute, alright? Alright. I didn't expect to find anyone there. And someone was trying helplessly to open the door. Without any secret thoughts, I walked up to the porch. The lockpicker turned out to be Alyssa. I probably should have kept off and waited. She looked at me intently for a while and then said, "Don't just stand there and give me a hand or something." Meaning, help me open this damn door. If you want some food, damn. Is that really a good idea? Aren't you hungry yourself? Little bastard didn't let you have a normal dinner, did she? She smiled sarcastically. It's true, she did. It's fine. Slaviana will come now and... What? Guess I shouldn't have said that. I'm off then. You'll pay for this. You owe me too after this. After saying that, Alyssa disappeared into the night. And what was the first one? Slaviana didn't keep me waiting too long. I know I'm adding an extra NA on there, but you know I don't care enough. Slavia. Is everything alright? Yeah. Why are you asking? No reason, it's nothing. It would be better if I didn't tell her about her. Everything's fine. I said that and I immediately heard a note of dishonesty in my voice. Well, shall we go? As for Slavia, she didn't even seem to notice. Or at least she was pretending she added. We entered the canteen. Wait for a bit, I'll get something. I sat down in the chair and immediately waited. However, this was better than most of my usual diet. She sat across the table and looked at me while I was eating. Something on my face? No, just... She smiled. So how did you like your first day in the camp? Well, I don't really know. It's so weird to ask someone in another reality. It's alright. You'll soon get used to it. Slavia stared out the window dreamily. Frankly speaking, I have no desire to get used to such things. But as for her, she doesn't know. Or at least she doesn't want me to think that she... Whoa. We're going into third realms of reality here. Calm down, Simon. Well, all in all, it's a pretty good place. I wish I had some way to break this awkward silence. Do you think so? She asked without any interest. Yeah, this place is so... I want to say retro, but I managed to hold that back. After all, it was retro for me. What about them? It might be the only life they knew. In term, life was explicable here. So how... He watched me closely, as if something important depended on my answer. I don't know. Lovely. Yeah, it's lovely here. Yeah, I guess you're right. She smiled. It's very good that you think so. Why? Well, not everybody likes it here. And what about you? Me? Yes. Slavia loves it here. Then you don't need to worry about what other people think. Well, I don't really worry. Slavia laughed. This conversation would be leading far astray from what I wanted to get to. And you're worried yourself. Really? Why do you say so? When someone is chewing so intensely. I'm sorry. It's okay. I couldn't bring myself to be more cautious around this girl. Why her in particular? Why not any other local inhabitant? Every one of them looked completely normal to me. Precisely. Normal! It chills down my spine. Normal. Not like a neighbor. With a power drill in one hand and a subwoofer in the other. Not like a passenger you can often meet in a subway or public transport. Not like a coworker that's the next table in an open plan office. Not even like a friend whose only differs... All of them looked normal. What kind of crack does my character smoke? Slavia was also cute. I'm sorry, I wanted to show you the camp, but I was ran off my feet. I didn't miss anything while I was on my own, I guess. Are you sure you haven't missed anything at all? She smiled so brightly that I dropped my eyes in confusion. Well, how would I know? Okay, what have you seen so far? I've seen the square, this canteen, the football fields. And what about the beach? Just from afar. You really should go there. Or let's do it together. Okay, we will. She scares me. Is this normal? Maybe I was thrown into the past? Yes, that would explain a lot. Can I ask a stupid question? No. She smiled and stood up from the table. It's late. Can you find the way to Olga Dimitrievna's by yourself? But why should I go there? She'll settle you with somebody. What for? Probably this question seems stupid, because she burst out to laughter. You'll need to sleep somewhere, idiot. That makes sense. Fine, I'll be off then. Good night. Night. I'm slamming my spacebar. She left in a dash. A bundle of keys left in the door knob caught my attention. Knocking every door didn't sound like the brightest idea. I think taking the keys will get me into trouble here, guys. Let me check the time and then I'll decide if this is something that I'll wait for next episode to decide or no. Time and a time check. I'll say this can go on for a few more minutes. So we'll just leave the keys there. On the other hand, why would I need them? The night, though dark, wasn't silent at all. A sudden desire to follow Slavia's advice and go to the camp cabin's leader or whatever. I don't know why, but the sight of the unknown bronze builder of communism put me in a constructive mood. I sat on the bench and stared to recall everything that happened today. That was all my constructive mood could offer. Hey look, it's Lena. I didn't even want to read that. That was just nonsense. She was the only new person I had met here without exchanging even a few words. Hi, what are you reading? Lena was so surprised that she even jumped. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. Never mind. She blushed and stared at the book again. What are you reading? On the cover was written, Gone with the Wind. A good book. Thanks. Honestly speaking, I haven't read it, but I think such literature suits her very well. She didn't seem to be interested in continuing the conversation. Well, if I'm bothering you, no, she answered while looking at the book. Can I sit beside you for a while? Why? And really, why? Maybe just because I was very tired and having company is better than being alone. I want to try something out, try to find something out from her. Carefully examining Lena. No doubt that, I don't know, am I not allowed to? Feel free. But if I'm bothering you, no you're not. I can just leave, just say, everything's alright. Okay then. I sat on the end of the bench carefully. After such an intense conversation, it was worrying me. That really didn't go well, huh? Lena hasn't answered anything. Seems I made a fool out of myself. I bet if Olyana was here, she would laugh the shit out of me. Do you enjoy being here? I recalled her question. I recalled Slavia's question and thought it'd be a good start for a conversation. Yes. She smiled slightly. I guess I like it too. Lena isn't very sociable, and there was something about her that attracted attention. The momentary glance of a reflection in a glass in a rainy autumn evening which makes you turn around and stare into the darkness, searching for something that you saw at the corner of your eye. Of course, you weren't able to distinguish or understand. Is this not going to go on forever? Lena was still reading the book without paying attention. I had no intention of asking her anything about the camp or the world in general. Beautiful night. Perhaps. How in the world would you start a conversation with her? It's late. I have to go. Yeah, it's quite late. Good night. Night. Now that was a conversation. At first glance, she's shy and modest, but mystery. This game's actually making me tired. I headed toward Olga Dimitrievna's cabin. The light in the house was on. Hello, Simon, you're quite late. Yeah, I went for a walk to look around the camp. Alright, you'll be sleeping here. She pointed her finger at one of the beds. Right here? I was a bit surprised. Yeah, is something wrong? We're out of free cabins anyways. The camp leader smiled. But I'd rather think it was out of politeness. You do want to be a decent pioneer, don't you? There's a clear emphasis on the word decent. Yeah, sure. I was lost in thought for a moment. Don't you mind it, madam? I'm gonna lose my shit. The word mademoiselle. Oh god. She looked at me oddly. What in the crack? I think I would look at someone oddly if they called me a mademoiselle too. Pioneers should respect their elders. She said strictly. Of course you should. No one argues with that. I'm glad they're not realizing what's wrong. Shouldn't you also? She stared at me. Wait a fucking second. Under such gaze, even mithril forged by the best dwarf masters in the deepest dungeons would melt. Reading that sentence has made me cringe, so you're welcome. Should I what? What's up? Annoyance and lack of understanding made me raise my voice. You must address adults appropriately. Yes, there are lots of strange things here, but this girl is just a couple years older than me. Maybe even younger. But I decided not to argue. A few minutes ago. I would never call her Joel. I have to admit she has given a strong character. In any case, I wasn't in a position to argue. As you say, ma'am, I mumbled. That's much better. That's how a decent pioneer should conduct himself. And now it's time to sleep. Honestly speaking, I was going to become neither a decent nor indecent pioneer. Just yesterday, I wasn't going to become a pioneer at all. I have no choice now. If you don't want to, we'll make you. Or this is the motto Olga Dimitrievna is probably going to use. And that's how I end this video. I save it here, and then I'll continue this later. Okay. We haven't met the cat girl yet, so that's an important step.